Good morning, students of class 9. Today we will do French Revolution. Okay, you have already read it. Let us still discuss the chapter. Now, before we go to the chapter, let me just give you a few lines of introduction. That French Revolution, the chapter I have shown it. It is starting in 14th July, okay, in 1789, and in this French Revolution, the king, that is Louis XVI, he was coming from a very aristocratic family, bourgeois family, and he exploited the lower class people very much. Okay, and the cost of the living, the every article, that is very high. He put it in a very high rate, whereas the wages he fixed to low wages. He fixed it to low wages. That is why what happened, there was a very much demand for the food because the price was very high and the wage of the laborers he fixed at a very low rate. So for this there was a very much chaos among the lower class people. And another thing happened, that there was a rumor that he had taken army and he had ordered them to fire to the common people. So the common people got very much annoyed and they assembled in the Bastille, near the Bastille fortress, and just destroyed the Bastille fortress. They were very much annoyed also because Bastille was a place where hoarded ammunitions were kept, and it shows the despotic power of the king. Okay, so this was the reason for the French Revolution. And now we will go to the details of the French Revolution. Okay, now the introduction which I have already told, in 14th July 1789. Okay, and the people, they all attacked the Bastille fortress, and there are ammunitions hoarded. Why? Because people were very much annoyed of it was a place of hoarded ammunitions and all, and they have demolished the fortress. Okay, then came the beginning of the chain of events that started by the middle class. Okay, this affected and shaken the lower class. This middle class, the role of middle class was very much in the French Revolution, because in this middle class there were very much literate people were there, the philosophers were there. Okay, big businessmen, lawyers, all were there, and these philosophers, they have wrote many books. Okay, based on democracy, the idea of democracy was there. Okay, and so the lower class led to the execution of the king in France, which followed by the revolt against monarchy. So this led to the revolt against monarchy. Okay, they wanted democracy. This theory of democracy was first introduced by the middle class thinkers. Okay, the philosophers. Put by the ideas of liberty, equality, and fraternity. These three are the important ideas which they have come into forward. Okay, liberty, equality, and fraternity. These three ideas. Now we are coming to the causes of French Revolution. Normally the French society was divided into three estates. Okay, the first estate consisted of clergy. Clergy were those who were related with the church. Okay, the priests. Then nobility. Okay, the family, the people who are belonging to a very high aristocratic people, they were nobility. Second estate. And third estate, there were lots of people. There were big businessmen, merchants, court officials, lawyers, peasants, artisans, small peasants, landless laborers, and servants. So many of them are there in the third estate. Next we are coming to the clergy and nobility. Okay, clergy and nobility, they enjoy certain privileges by birth. So the first and the second estate, they enjoy the privileges. Okay, and they were free from paying taxes to the state. These two estates, that is clergy and nobility, they were free from giving the taxes, okay, to the state. Nobles enjoy feudal privileges which include dues extracted from peasants. Now, and these nobles, they enjoy the feudal privileges which include dues extracted from peasants. Now, these feudal system is that these nobles have land, and they make the laborers or the peasants work on their land, okay, and the product which they get from working in the land, that wages they have to give to the nobles at a high rate, okay, and the peasants, the laborers, they were victim. They were getting very less amount of their production. The maximum amount they have to give to the nobles. Next comes church extracts share of taxes. These are called tithes, okay, from the peasants. So this tax where peasants have to give this tax to the church, okay. Now direct tax called taille, and the number of indirect taxes are levied on everyday consumption articles like salt and tobacco, okay. So direct tax is called taille, and indirect taxes were also levied on everyday consumption. What are those consumptions? Salt and tobacco. These are the tax system. Next coming economic cause. Economic cause was for population of France, it increased from 23 million to 28 million in 1789. So the population was increasing in a vast number. As the population was increasing, it led to the demand of the food grains. Okay, the food grains increases. Next, some workers engaged as laborers with fixed wages. Now I told you previously that these workers, they were given fixed wages. Their wages were not just raised, okay, it was fixed. So what happened, as but the price was increasing, okay, wages did not keep pace with the rise in the price in food grains, which led to subsistence crisis. Subsistence crisis, which means extreme scarcity of basic means of livelihood. The basic means of livelihood, they are not getting the basic means of livelihood. Why? Because their wages are fixed and the price of the commodities are increasing, which led to the subsistence crisis. Next comes political cause. What is political cause? In 1774, Louis XVI, that is the King of France, when he was the king, at that time the treasury was empty. Why the treasury was empty? For long years of war, it drained financial resources and discontent within the society. When he came as a king, at that time the treasury was fully empty. It was empty, and there was long years of war. Why it was empty? Because when war happens, it takes lots of wealth. Okay, drains lots of wealth. Next, 13 American colonies were helped to gain independence. When the condition was so pathetic at that time, even he was helping 13 American colonies. Why? For the independence. Okay, and the common enemy was Britain. So, war added more than 3 billion livres, for which moneylenders began to charge 10% interest on loans. Okay, so as the war was very expensive, the king has to even lend money from the moneylenders. Okay, and it was 10% interest, and so he was unable to return the money to the moneylenders. Okay, next, to meet regular expenses like maintaining army, court running government, and courts running government offices or universities, forced to increase the taxes. Now here, what are the purpose for expansion of the price of the things? Due to regular expenses like maintaining army, for that purposes he has to spend money. Then for court, for running government, for offices or universities, for all this development, money was needed, and for that reason he has raised the price of the commodities. Okay. Next comes role of the middle class. In the 18th century, emergence of these social groups, they are termed as the middle class. They have changed the society, okay, the social and economic order. Why? Because they were very much educated and they believed that why privilege will be given by birth. Why the aristocratic people will get all the privileges by birth. Okay, why the people related with the church, the priest, they will get privileges by birth. So these questions have first come by the middle class people, as they were very much educated. And they earned wealth as they were educated, so they can earn wealth, lots of money, and expanding. How they have got money? By expanding overseas trade, okay, from manufacturing goods like woolen and silk textiles, professions as lawyers and administrative officials. So they were lawyers, administrative officials, all this. They were good posts, big posts, and by this they earned money. And some were businessmen, so manufacturing goods like woolen and silk textiles. By making this, they earned money by exporting those goods, and even they have made goods which were sold by, the rich people bought those goods. Okay. Next is the inspired. They were also inspired by the ideas of different philosophers. Okay, like the books, newspapers, it was spread. Also, the ideas were spread by different philosophers from the books, from the newspapers, as it was spread in that way. Now, some names of the important philosophers. I think you have known John Locke, Two Treatises of Government. In this book, Two Treatises of Government, he refutes the doctrine of divine and absolute right of the monarch. Okay, so here he refutes the doctrine of divine and absolute right of the monarch. Here, Two Treatises of Government, in this book, he just rejected the divine and absolute right of the monarch. Why? Because why monarch will have the absolute right? Okay, Rousseau proposing a form of government based on the social contract between people and representatives. So he emphasized on the social contract between people and representatives, and Montesquieu, he proposed a division of power within the government between the legislative, executive and judicial. Montesquieu, he emphasized on the three divisions, that power should be divided into three parts, that is legislative, executive and judiciary. Now all these three philosophers, the common thing is democracy is common, that is relation with people, okay, the rights of the people. Now not monarch will not get the sole right. This thing is common in three of their opinions. Next we are coming to the outbreak of French Revolution. Louis XVI called Assembly of Estates General, okay, third estate representatives. Now here, whenever a meeting was there regarding the rise of the prices, first he has to make the meeting. First he has to make a meeting through Estates General. Okay, there in the Estate General he passed his proposals for new taxes. Okay, so as the proposal was passed, the three estates sent their representatives. Now in this meeting, the members from the three estates, from the first estate, second estate and third estate, came into the meeting. The first two estates, that is, consisted of 300 representatives. The third estate consisted of 600 members. Okay, so but in this third estate, these 600 members were much more educated and prosperous. Okay, even there were artisans, peasants and women were also there, but they were denied to enter into the assembly, although their grievances and demands were listed. So what happened in past, there was a system of voting in the Estate General, that each member will be selected from each estate. Okay, that means each estate should have one vote. And here in the third estate, as this in the same way, Louis XVI has also told that each estate should have one vote. But in the third estate, it demanded each member would have one vote. Okay. Now, by listening to their demand, it rises that it is a democratic principle that why one member from one estate, each member should have the right to vote. So you can see here in third estate there are 600 members. So if each member will have the right to vote, then their member will increase. So it will this shows the light towards democratic principle, and this was the view of Rousseau in the book The Social Contract. But as soon as this proposal was given by the third estate, it was rejected by the king. Okay, and as king rejected it, the third estate walked out from the assembly in protest. They declared themselves a national assembly and drafted a constitution for France to limit powers of monarch. So when the king protested, they came out from the assembly, walked out from the assembly, and they made a national assembly themselves, where they drafted a constitution for France to just limit powers of the monarch. The monarch should not have the sole power. And they were led by Mirabeau. Okay, he was a noble, a person who coming from a noble family, and Abbassies, who was a priest. Okay, next we are coming to the National Assembly was busy drafting. When the National Assembly was busy drafting constitution at Versailles, at that moment France faced turmoil. How? The price of the bread increased. Bakers were hoarding the breads, and angry women stormed into the shops. Okay, so as you can see that people were not getting bread properly, and so angry women, those who are very hungry, they just stormed into the shops. Then the king ordered the troops to move to Paris. Okay, then the crowd agitated and destroyed the Bastille. Now, when the king told the troop to move towards Paris, there was a rumor that the crowd was thinking the king told to just shoot them, and so the crowd agitated and destroyed the Bastille. Okay. Then finally the assembly, seeing such a turmoil condition, the assembly passed a law where abolishing feudal system. This feudal system was abolished. Okay, and taxes, and the members of the clergy were forced to give up their privileges. Now this tax, the tithes that they had to pay, that was also abolished, and the clergy, the members of this clergy, they were forced to give up the privileges. Okay, next comes the France becomes a constitutional monarchy or social monarchy or constitutional monarchy. Now here in the National Assembly, it completed a draft of constitution in 1791. So National Assembly completed the draft of constitution in 1791. Its main objective was to limit powers of the monarch. Powers were separated and assigned to different institutions, that is the legislature, the executive and judiciary. So now in the National Assembly, it completed the draft of the constitution. Its objective was to limit the power of the monarch, and the powers were separated and assigned to different institutions. It was divided, that is the legislature, executive and judiciary. Next, in constitutions of 1971, when this constitution was passed, the power to make laws in the National Assembly was made, and indirect elections were there. How the indirect elections will be there? Now first we will come to the term active citizens. Who were active citizens? Men above 25 years of age, they paid the taxes, okay, equal to at least 3 days of laborer's wage. Now these people who was above 25 years of age, they had to pay the taxes. These taxes should be equal to at least 3 days of laborer's wage. 3 days wage of the laborer will be equal to their tax payment. If a person can do this, that person is called active citizen. Now the common people, the citizens voted for a group of the electors. Okay. Now those electors are active citizens, and these are the qualities of the active citizens which I have told just now. Now this group of electors, they will choose the assembly. Okay, and these electors are called active citizens, which I told just now. Now the constitution began declaration of the rights man and citizen. Okay, such as right to life. Now these rights should be there. Okay, what is there? Right to life, freedom of speech, freedom of opinion, equality before law, etc. So all this would be there: equality, freedom. Various political symbols used by the illiterate people in the 18th century. What are those? Broken chain, which means act of becoming free. Next is bundle of rods and fasces, which means strength lies in unity. These were the symbols used by the common people. The eyes within a triangle radiating light stands for knowledge. Scepter, royal power. Snake biting its tail to form a ring, which means eternity. Red Phrygian cap, you can see in your book, it is drawn. If anybody won this cap, the cap means cap worn by a slave after becoming free. Blue, white, red, the national colors of France. The winged woman, it is personification of law. And the law tablet, it means law is the same for all and all are equal before it. That means if anybody is wearing this, showing this law tablet, that means law should be equal to all. Okay, so I think you can able to understand this and go through these symbols also. What does it mean, symbolizes, and read up to here. In the next class we will meet again. Hope you have understood the class. Okay, thank you, goodbye.